What if the very thing that gives you everything is also the thing that slowly destroys you? And what happens when God begins to call you right when the world needs you the most? Cynthia stared at the small card Peter had given her, her thumb brushing over the words again and again. Bread of life. It had been 3 days. 3 days of restless nights. 3 days of reading the same verse over and over. 3 days of something inside her changing quietly, deeply. And yet, life hadn't slowed down. If anything, it had become louder. The sun was bright over Lake Sammamish State Park, where Ambrosia had been hired to cater an exclusive private picnic for Seattle's elite. The air carried the rich aroma of grilled salmon, rosemary chicken, and freshly baked sourdough, the kind Cynthia had perfected over the years. Nature stretched wide and beautiful around her, tall evergreens swaying gently, the lake shimmering like glass, laughter echoing across picnic blankets. It should have felt peaceful, but her chest felt tight. "Cynthia!" Victor called sharply, striding towards her in his tailored linen suit. "This event is critical. The Hargrove family are here. If we impress them, we secure a year-long contract. No mistakes." Cynthia nodded automatically. "Of course." But her mind whispered something else. "Whoever comes to me will never go hungry." She shook it off, focusing on the arrangement of dishes. Across the lawn, a woman stepped out of a sleek black SUV. Daniela Brooks, Cynthia's former colleague and now her biggest rival. Daniela's eyes scanned the setup, a slow smirk forming. She approached with confident, deliberate steps, her heels pressing into the soft grass. "Well, well," Daniela said, folding her arms. "Cynthia Lane, still hiding behind catering gigs instead of running your own empire?" Cynthia stiffened. "I'm doing just fine, Daniela." "Fine," Daniela chuckled. "You could have been running your own chain by now, but you were always too sentimental, too soft." Her words lingered longer than they should have. Too soft, too weak, too different.
The picnic unfolded in elegance. Guests sipping sparkling drinks, children laughing near the lake, the aroma of food weaving through the warm breeze. Cynthia moved gracefully through it all, adjusting plates, directing staff, ensuring perfection. But something felt off. Every laugh she heard reminded her of what she didn't have. Every smiling family felt like a mirror of her own absence. And then she noticed a small group gathered under a tree at the edge of the park. Simple, quiet. They held hands, heads bowed, praying. Cynthia slowed. The noise around her faded. The laughter, the clinking glasses, Victor's voice in the distance, it all blurred into the background as she watched them. There was something different about them, peaceful, whole, like they weren't missing anything. "Don't get distracted," Victor's voice cut through sharply. She turned. "I was just—" "We are not here for whatever that is," he snapped, glancing toward the praying group. "We are here to impress clients. Stay focused." Cynthia nodded, but her heart didn't move with her body. Moments later, Daniela reappeared, holding a glass of wine, her eyes gleaming with something calculated. "You know," Daniela said casually, "I heard the Hargroves are considering a partnership. Big money, but they're picky." Cynthia didn't respond. Daniela leaned closer. "They care about presentation, not details. If a few ingredients aren't exactly fresh, no one notices." Cynthia frowned. "That's not how I work." Daniela smirked. That's why you're still here and not where I am." Then she walked away. The words echoed louder than they should have. Cynthia turned back to the food table. Everything looked perfect, but her mind raced. One decision, one shortcut, one compromise, and everything she had worked for could elevate. Her hand hovered over a tray. Her breath slowed. And then, "Whoever believes in me will never be thirsty." The verse surfaced again, clear, steady, unshaken. Cynthia stepped back. Her heart pounded, not with fear, but with clarity. "No," she whispered under her breath. She couldn't explain it fully, but something inside her refused to bend. Just then, a young girl approached the table, maybe 7 years old, her eyes wide. "Miss, did you make this bread?" Cynthia blinked. "Yes, I did." The girl smiled. "It smells like home." Something broke, softly, quietly, inside Cynthia. She knelt slightly, meeting the girl's eyes. "Do you like it?" The girl nodded eagerly. "It makes me feel warm, like I belong." Cynthia swallowed hard.
The word echoed deeper than anything else that day. As the girl ran back to her family, Cynthia stood slowly, her gaze drifting again toward the group under the tree. Still praying, still peaceful, still whole. Victor approached again, impatient. "We're about to present the final spread. I need you sharp." Cynthia nodded. "I am." But this time, something had changed. For the first time, success didn't feel like the answer. For the first time, she wasn't chasing approval. For the first time, she was listening. As the sun dipped lower over the lake, painting the sky in gold and amber, Cynthia stood between two worlds. One filled with applause, contracts, and expectations. The other quiet, unseen, but calling her deeper. And as the breeze carried the scent of bread, earth, and water through the air, a question settled firmly in her heart, no longer fragile, but growing stronger. If this peace is real, why does everything else suddenly feel so empty?